So anyway, I obviously didn't use any of my prepared statements, and I just talked. But anyway, and I'm looking forward to a discussion about a lot of this. I'm trying to see if there's anything that I should have mentioned and didn't mention. Well, one of the things I didn't mention is that there's been a lot of question about which countries are more integration friendly and which countries are achieving this. And it was found that actually Germany is one of the ones that's more and more adopting multicultural policies. The US was moderate multicultural, and the two countries that really proved to be the highest were Canada and Australia. That's where integration is really working or being addressed on a policy level as well as a services level. And they found, and the criteria they used was kind of interesting. Let's see, some of the things they were looking for were multiculturalism in the school curriculum, inclusion of ethnic representation in public media, exemptions from dress codes in public laws, acceptance of dual citizenship, funding of ethnic organizations to support cultural activities, and funding of bilingual and mother tongue instruction. In New York City, we have bilingual education, we have newcomer schools, we have ESL classes that are over and above the regular curriculum. So there's a lot of effort also being made. I think maybe the US, New York should be looked at separately from the rest of the country. I think we'd come up pretty high. But, so anyway, so I think that and the other thing that I actually, in terms of statistics that I didn't mention, is that immigrants in New York City comprise about 36 to 40% of the population. And it's the increase of immigrant population growth as one of the main catalysts that has enabled the city to grow and prosper. I thought that was really important. Also that 37% of the New York City population is foreign-born and holds positions from CEO in a corporation to unskilled positions. 31% of about 800,000 commuters in New York City a day are immigrants, with 40% working in surface jobs, about a third are in the professional sector, and a quarter in management, business, and finance. And then New York City has the largest enclaves of Middle Eastern, South Asian, and African immigrants, which according to the 2010 census are three of the fastest growing immigration populations in the country. So, Africans. Let's see. So that was, I thought that was kind of interesting as a statistic, and to see where New York City is going. So I think that I have basically mentioned everything I had in here in a different way, but at least I've addressed it. So I think the most important thing is that we have to look at promoting the concept of integration, because I think that is really where we're going. The world is open. People are moving. People are going from place to place. It's no longer homogeneous societies living forever together and believing whatever, the same thing, looking the same. That's not the world today. We've got to address it, we've got to admit it. We've got to stop being in denial. And we've got to come together to work for that. I think the public sector, the private sector, particularly governments and people who are civic society, has to come together to address this. I was talking about how, for instance, we could have sister cities in terms of the whole issue of integration, or models of integration, or how we can go about really strengthening this concept, because it's not really understood. It's always been assimilation or separation. And somehow there doesn't seem to be middle ground, because middle ground it's not extreme enough. We always have to go to one extreme or the other. We can't really be happy in the middle. So I think it's up to us, and I think that we have to make it our duty, our responsibility to get out there and do this, because if we don't, we're going to be in much deeper trouble. We're already in trouble, let's face it. So let's see what we can do to work together. And this is why, for me, it's so exciting to be able to go around in Europe, because I think Europe is finally talking about it. And that's, for me, real sign of progress. You're talking about it. You're actually finally realizing that there is a problem, if you want to call it that, but that there's something that has to be addressed. And Germany has been in the forefront, I think, in a lot of this, so that's very exciting. So you could be the model. How about New York City and Hamburg, Düsseldorf, coming together and creating this wonderful model, and then showcasing it and show them how we can really do it, and how you know, these families can really get to where they want to be. When they come into a country, they really want to do well. And why else would they leave their country, their families, their children, their whatever it is, and go somewhere where they don't speak the language, they don't even understand what's going on. I don't speak German, I'm lost. You know, it really hits me when I go to another country and I don't speak the language. It's a very overwhelming, more than overwhelming, you feel so left out. You really do. And so can you imagine what these families must feel? So why would they do that? They must, because they really want to succeed. They want something better. They want something better for their children. But unfortunately, it's not that easy. And we're not making it any easier. So if we start from the beginning, if we meet these families from day one, at the airport, wherever you want to meet them, find them, wherever you want to find them, and begin the process, begin helping them to understand the laws, begin to teach them English, or, sorry, German, begin to help their children with schools and how to get into school and how to get into college and what to do to succeed. Begin to provide, I don't know, microcredit or whatever it takes, whatever that community needs. If we do that, how much richer society we're going to be. And as human beings we're going to be. Because we've really helped the others. Because we've made it. So why are we holding on to that? Why can't we give back?